Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Security breach at gate 3. Intruder has been located in the north.
Released in June of 2001, Sonic Adventure 2 was released 3 months after the Sega Dreamcast was discontinued. It received great reviews, scoring an impressive 89 of 100 rating on Metacritic, placing it as the 19th best game on the console. The game gives you a choice of what story you want the game to play, hero or dark. The stories play out in parallel with a lot of crossing over from each other, and being shown from different perspectives. I'll be showing the game jumping back and forth between the two stories to show the correct timeline. This video is a complete recap of the game, so grab a snack and let's get going. We start off as Dr. Eggman while he is breaking into a military facility to find out what top secret weapon his grandfather was working on. We blow through locked doors and take down robots that stand in our way. The Eggman sections are a slow-paced run and gun part of the game that focuses on shooting elements, with some platforming. After making his way to the center of the facility, Eggman finds a computer there which he assumes is the weapon his grandfather was working on. He knows the password is Maria. After which he powers up the machine using a Chaos Emerald, revealing what the weapon really is.
Is that you, Sonic? Are you trying to spoil my plans again? Wait a minute, you're not Sonic! This is impossible!
My name is Shadow. Since you were so kind to release me, my master, I will grant you one wish. Behold the true power I possess.
After Shadow is released, the military sends out a soldier in a mech suit called Hotshot to neutralize Shadow and Dr. Eggman. This is the first boss of the game, which Shadow quickly destroys. Shortly after, we see Knuckles and Rouge arguing over the Master Emerald, which Knuckles protects and Rouge wants to steal. After some back and forth between the two, Dr. Eggman follows up the orders he got from Shadow to acquire the emeralds and takes it. To prevent Eggman from taking it, Knuckles punches the emerald, shattering it. After some backlash from Rouge, who really wanted it, they both go out looking for the pieces. Knuckles and Rouge have the same gameplay in their levels, where the goal is mainly to find 3 items. In these first stages, they are both searching for the pieces of the Master Emerald. They can track one piece at a time, making the icon blink in different colors depending on how close they are to the piece of emerald. The character can fly, or rather glide in the air, and climb walls to move around their levels. After finding all 3 pieces, the stage is done. Later in the day, we see a military helicopter flying above the capital city. We overhead that they have a captured hedgehog on board, before the door of the helicopter flies off with Sonic behind it. He jumps on top of the helicopter and rips off a piece of steel. After which he bails and goes for a skydive. We follow Sonic into the next level, which starts with us snowboarding down the street in Capital City. This is the first stage of the game if you pick to play the hero timeline, and is an amazing intro to the game. As we continue to follow Sonic to the bottom of the road where he no longer needs his piece of steel, the normal gameplay for him begins. We continue through the city being hunted by the military robots that want to capture Sonic again, and our main goal here is to escape the city, which also is the name of this stage. Close to the end, we get ambushed by an extremely large truck that wants to run us over. We manage to outrun it and reach the goal. Jumping over to the dark side, we play as Eggman, who is making his way to his secret base inside of the pyramid. But the military robots are still after him, so we have to take care of them on our way while platforming over quicksand that will be an instant death if Eggman falls into it. After making our way inside, Dr. Eggman turns on his gaming PC to watch some YouTube and sees the top trending video is a news broadcast where they say that a Chaos Emerald was stolen from the bank, and everyone believes it was Sonic who robbed the bank, but we see in the footage that it actually was Shadow who was behind this. This explains why Sonic was captured and wanted by the military. We jump to Shadow's perspective where he stands on top of a bridge when he suddenly gets a flashback.
Find them before they escape! Maria!
What?
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do
Maria!
it for me. For all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow, the Hedgehog.
I still remember what I promised you. For the people of this planet. I promise you. Revenge!
Just like the Sonic stage, Shadow also has to escape the police, and the stage is set on a highway in the city at night time. The gameplay here is exactly the same as when playing a Sonic stage. After killing robots, dodging airplanes trying to bomb us, and running through some hoops, we make our way to the end, where we cut to Sonic, who has been cornered by the boss called Bigfoot. His only way out is to take it down. After dodging his attacks and hitting the rooster pit a few times, it gets destroyed. After catching his breath, Sonic notices a figure on top of the defeated boss. It is Shadow. He shows off the Chaos Emerald he stole, and Sonic realizes the police have mistaken him for Shadow. Sonic goes to attack Shadow, but he uses the power of the Chaos Emerald to teleport past Sonic, leaving him to be captured by the police. We cut back to Rouge, who is stalking Eggman and have made her way to the pyramid, but it is locked, so we have to find 3 keys. After finding an Easter egg of Big the Cat, we promptly find the 3 keys, and Rouge enters Eggman's gaming room and logs onto his computer, where she finds he has been watching Mr. Beast before he left to Space Colony Ark, and Rouge teleports up there as well. We first get to see the space colony through an Eggman stage. Since the colony was a military project, it is protected by their robots that we have to destroy to gain access to the main core of the space station. Here we meet Shadow, who is watching YouTube on his GTX 3090 gaming rig, before Eggman enters. He tells us this is the weapon Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's grandfather, was working on. It has the power to destroy planets, and would be the perfect threat to secure world domination. It requires large amounts of energy to use. Luckily, we have collected some pretty powerful emeralds. Rouge has been watching the entire conversation, and swoops in. She wants to make a deal. She wants the tracker Eggman used to find Knuckles and the Master Emerald. In return, she knows about some of the Chaos Emeralds. They team up and head back to Presione Island. They form a plan where in just 30 minutes, Eggman will distract the military, allowing Rouge to sneak in to find the emeralds and for Shadow to plant a bomb to blow up the island. After Eggman's distraction, they rally up on one of the Navy ships, where suddenly, at exactly this moment, we see Tails making his way to save Sonic, who has been locked up on Prison Island. While flying over, he spots Amy. Our first time playing as Tails is in a boss battle with Eggman, and the gameplay for Tails is exactly the same as for Eggman. After trading a few blows, Tails manages to save Amy. They ask each other why they are there, and it turns out both of them are there to save Sonic, and they leave, and we follow Tails into his first stage, where he makes his way through the prison, destroying robots and jumping over stuff. And while this is going on, Rouge is tracking down the 3 Chaos Emeralds hidden around the base. After finding all 3, she is cornered by another one of those big mech bosses. In the meanwhile, Tails and Amy have reached Sonic, who is being held in a cell with a lot of writing on the wall. Keep that in mind for later. Sonic learns that Shadow is around here and runs after him, leaving Tails and Amy behind to escape on their own. Sonic makes his way through the base, even catching a ride with a huge rocket. We cut to Shadow in the jungle, where he gets a call from Rouge on the radio. She has defeated the boss but is now trapped inside the base with only 10 minutes left before the bombs go off. Shadow gets some flashbacks before deciding to rush over and save Rouge. He makes his way back through the jungle, over the trees and swinging from vines. Halfway through, he encounters Sonic, who is ready to beat the crap out of Shadow for getting him locked up. After some fighting back and forth, they are at a standstill before Shadow receives a call from Eggman reminding him that island is about to blow up. Sonic escapes through the jungle in a stage similar to Shadow and makes his way out, while Shadow manages to reach Rouge seconds before they blow up and teleports them out of there. While all of this is going on, Knuckles has been minding his own business, still looking for the pieces of the Master Emerald, completely unaware of what Sonic and Tails are up to. The Pumpkin Hill stage seems very out of place compared to the rest of the game, with big pumpkin-headed mountains and spooky ghosts around. We cut back to Shadow, who is now in the space colony, who has a flashback again talking to Maria. He says that Eggman's grandfather's goal is to make everyone happy with science. Shadow wonders why he was created and what his purpose is. Rouge interrupts Shadow's daydreaming, thanking him for saving her from the explosion. Eggman enters and the show is about to begin. They have managed to broadcast to all the TVs around the world, where Eggman proclaims that he is making the greatest empire of all time. We see the space station light up and blow away half of itself, revealing a cannon strangely reminiscent of Eggman. Using the power of the 6 Chaos Emeralds, they have the cannon charges up and shoot a beam of light across the sky from Earth, hitting the moon and making it explode. Humanity is in shock as a countdown is shown on screens across the Earth. Sonic Gang witness this, and they conclude that Eggman must have used the Chaos Emeralds to get the energy required to do this. Tails shows the others that he has the last of the emeralds. But they are interrupted by police sirens and have to escape. We follow Tails through his stage where he fights his way through the city highways, blowing up the police and military robots on his way. Eggman is upset that his YouTube video didn't get so many views, and fears that his plans of world domination might not be realized. Shadow tells him the cannon needs time to recharge and that they need the last emerald as well. Rouge has a newspaper where on the front page is a story about how Tails was awarded the Chaos Emerald. While the others set out to find Tails, Rouge gets a call where it reveals she is a spy collecting information about Shadow. Hey, I just want to cut in for a second to explain something. You have probably noticed that the title of this video says 1 of 217. This is because I am going to be beating every Dreamcast game and making a video about them, so if you like what you see in this video, make sure to subscribe and like this video. It really helps out a lot, and I would love to hear what your favorite Dreamcast game is in the comments. Thanks for your time, and let's get on with this game. We cut back to Tails and Amy, who have managed to escape police and is on the radio with Sonic. They figure out that the remaining 6 Chaos Emeralds must be in outer space because Tails can't track them. When suddenly Knuckles joins in and get a hearty welcome from Amy, before he is thrown to the side and Tails takes off to intervene in a video call between the President and Dr. Eggman. Next up we have a minigame where Tails drives his Transformer to catch up to the President. At the very same time in the story, Rouge is also driving around looking for Tails to steal his Chaos Emerald. This driving section only happens once in each story and is honestly quite fun. It's like an arcade racing game. We eventually catch up to the limousine the President is driving. The President is talking to Dr. Eggman, who is demanding that the President surrenders to the Eggman Empire without resistance, or else he will blow up the whole country. He gives the President 24 hours to give him an answer, before Sonic suddenly jumps into the car through the sunroof. Tails manages to get in as well and is tracking where Eggman is calling from. Sonic assures the President that he will handle Eggman. Tails figures out that Eggman is on the space station and they leave to go after him. Shortly after we see Shadow waiting for them on top of Pumpkin Hill. He got intel from Rouge that they are on their way past in a plane. We make our way onto different hills that are connected to rails. This is supposed to be one of the coolest stages of the game, but due to the controls it is almost impossible to lock onto the rails to grind. It feels like it is almost a pixel-perfect trick to do so. I recall from playing this game as a kid on the GameCube that it was much better, so I assume they fixed it in that version. But we make our way to the end where Shadow spots them heading to the pyramid. Eggman tells him to sit tight because he has got a plan when they arrive. Sonic Team all have arrived at the pyramid. Knuckles tells everybody he saw Eggman and Rouge enter the pyramid, and Amy confirms she did as well. I'll go over this part pretty quick as the stages are very similar to the earlier pyramid stages from the Dark story. Tails blows his way through the defenses and into the pyramid. One cool thing here is that there is no military robots here now, rather Eggman's own robots are the enemies. But after Tails makes an entrance, Sonic continues inside the pyramid. This is a somewhat original stage where we run through the tunnels of the pyramid as well as some timed parts where we have to get through a door after flipping an hourglass, which starts a timer. We also acquire the bounce bracelet here for Sonic that lets him instantly fall down and bounce higher than a normal jump, which is great for taking out enemies. After making it to the center of the pyramid, they stop at a locked door. Knuckles doesn't agree that he should do anything to help, but after getting forced to do so he goes searching for the 3 keys in a similar stage to when Rouge was looking for the keys. After finding all the 3 keys and making his way back to the door, he encounters a boss, the most horrible boss of the game. He runs around in circles to hit an hourglass that a small ghost behind him holds. This gives you a few seconds to dig up the boss that has burrowed to hide, as well as run after him and hit him. If you don't manage to hit him, you have to repeat. And he makes this horrible noise. But after hitting him a few times he goes down. Eggman summons his stone golem to take down the gang. This is a boss battle for Sonic where he has to wait for the golem to attack, then run around and climb up his back to attack the golem's head. While playing the Dark story we see a cutscene of Sonic beating the golem, which turn on Eggman and now he has to beat it. Instead of hitting its head this time, Eggman has to blow up the golem by shooting it, revealing some electronics behind the stone. While Eggman has been doing this, Sonic and the others have made their way to a rocket hidden in the base, that they launch into outer space. While approaching the space colony, they hit a stray meteor and the back of the spaceship opens, showing the pieces of the Master Emerald flying away. Guess we have some more Knuckles stages up here as a result. We see Rouge calling Eggman, wanting the password for Shadow's gaming PC, which he happily gives her. She looks into the files about Shadow, and seem to be shocked at what she finds before a warning pop up that the computer detects the pieces of the Master Emerald is here. She goes to find them. Sonic, Tails and Amy have made it inside the colony, but Knuckles have left them to go recover the pieces that he lost. Tails tells us that the space colony was closed down 50 years ago because of some terrible accident that happened up here. Sonic snaps Tails out of his storytelling, saying that they have to stop Eggman before he fires the cannon again. Tails have the blueprints of the colony and says that the cannon cannot be damaged from the outside, so they have to find a way to destroy it from the inside. He has also created a fake Chaos Emerald that is designed to blow up when its energy is combined with the other real emeralds. They set off into the space station. Tails makes his way through, blowing up some more robots that Dr. Eggman haven't gotten rid of yet. While at the same time both Knuckles and Rouge are outside looking for the Master Emerald pieces. These two stages I remember fondly from when I played this game as a kid, but I have to be honest, the camera kind of sucks here. The levels are very vertical, where we have to make our way upwards using our ability to climb and using rockets and springs to help us up. Rouge has some Mario Galaxy physics from some of the small planets, I guess we can call them, that have their own gravity. After finding all three pieces on each character, they encounter each other and sets the stage for another battle. After arguing about who should have the emerald, they start throwing punches. We start out fighting on the floor of the arena, but the floor eventually opens up, revealing the lava that is below. The hot air makes us float in the air, so the battle continues on the side of the arena. After a few punches back and forth, they're on a standstill. Rouge goes for another punch, but Knuckles saves her. After yelling at him for touching her, she thanks him for saving her life by handing over the emerald pieces she has. Turns out that Knuckles now have all the pieces and is able to put the Master Emerald back together, after which they go their own way. Turns out that Eggman and Shadow haven't left Earth yet, and they catch Sonic Gang on the security cameras on the space colony. He spots that there are 2 new Chaos Emeralds on the space station and figures out that one has to be fake, since there are only 7 in total. Eggman takes it upon himself to confront Sonic and the gang. Before leaving, he asks Shadow to finish the job, in case something happens to him, and he leaves to teleport up to the space colony. Eggman should have really set up the teleport somewhere central in the colony, because we have to fight our way inside again. There are some new enemies that look like the water monster that Chaos was in the first game, with some sort of mind control helmets on. We cut to Sonic, who has made his way to controls for the cannon and is about to place in the fake emerald, before the communication between him and Tails is interrupted by Dr. Eggman. Sonic hears him in the background before communication is disconnected. He rushes back to Tails through his. This level has a lot of puzzles involving changing the gravity to let Sonic run on the walls and the roof. We can clearly see the result off the development team being rushed to finish the game in these later stages. At one point in this stage, we are supposed to get over a gap using the homing attack on some enemies and then ring dashing over the rest, but the problem here is that the ring dash is the same button as bouncing down, so if you mistime it, you instantly fall to your death. Don't get me started on the rails, they are truly horrible, and I'll talk more about them soon. Anyway, we make our way to meet Eggman.
Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald? I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone!
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You've turned into a big-time villain, Doctor!
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me, Fox Boy. Now, for a little space ride. The capsule clears the colony bad.
I'm counting on you, Tails. Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic!
Farewell, Sonic, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. If you give me the real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic is asking for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up!
Tails is about to avenge Sonic, as we enter our second boss battle between Tails and Dr. Eggman. It is the same as the first one, but our rival has more health this time, and even us if we have found the secret upgrades for our characters while those two are fighting. We see Shadow witnessing Sonic's fate, believing that he died in the explosion. I guess he was a regular hedgehog after all. In the meanwhile, Rouge is about to steal the 6 Chaos Emeralds before Shadow catches her in the act. He figures out that Rouge is a spy from the government. They argue a little back and forth before Rouge shows Shadow her research on Project Shadow, which shows a picture of a lizard that is supposed to be the ultimate life form, not Shadow. They are interrupted by a call from Dr. Eggman, saying that he has secured the last emerald from Tails. He threatens Rouge that if she touches any of the emeralds, it's going to be the last thing she does before he leaves to get the last emerald. Knuckles is wandering around, feeling a strange energy in the air, before suddenly Sonic teleports in. He managed to use Chaos Control before the pod he was in exploded. Sonic asks Knuckles to go look after Amy and Tails, saying that he doesn't have long before the cannon fires, and he has to reach the control unit and place the fake emerald before it launches. We enter the final stages of both stories, where Sonic and Shadow make their way to their goals. Both stages focus on grinding on rails, and you would think that they are fun and amazing, but the pixel-perfect way you have to lock on the rails just makes them truly frustrating. I think I gamed over 3 to 4 times on Sonic's stage because of falling of the map. After a while I got so scared of dying and having to replay the stage that I had to walk and be as careful as possible not to die that it didn't feel like a Sonic game anymore. Shadow's stage went a little better while still frustrating, but I played the dark story last, so I was a little more used to the controls. 6 minutes before the cannon launches, Sonic and Shadow encounters each other. During this battle we run along a highway that is collapsing, and we attack each other by using the homing attack. If we get too far away from our enemy, they use Chaos Control to teleport in front of us. We can ring dash as well to catch back up or run faster, and even attack our counterpart if they are in the ring path. After the battle, we encounter a timeline error. We see that Tails have defeated Eggman from his boss battle, who snatches the Chaos Emerald and sneaks away while Tails and Amy get a call from Sonic, who tells them to look outside. He has managed to get to the tip of the cannon and blowing it up. This is the end of the hero story, and the credits roll afterwards. But back on the dark story, we see that Dr. Eggman has reached the control room with the last Chaos Emerald. He puts it into the machine and laughs thinking that he has won, while an alarm starts blaring and a warning saying danger pops up on the display. This is where the dark story ends and the credits roll once again. But only after playing and beating both timelines. If we go back to Story Select, we see that a new story has been unlocked. The story is called Last, with a picture of a question mark as a thumbnail. If we played this story, we continue with Dr. Eggman after he have put in the last emerald. Rouge joins Sonic and the others, saying that the space colony is on course to hit the Earth, possible creating an cataclysmic event, when suddenly the display shows a video.
This is a death sentence for every human being on Earth. If my calculations are correct, the space colony arc will impact the Earth in 27 minutes and 53 seconds. All of you will be destroyed, along with your beloved planet Earth.
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge once all the 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected. Once I initiate this program, it cannot be disabled. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No. Ready!
What's going on here? Who is that?
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge.
The vibration's getting worse.
Eggman enters the room. He has the diary of Gerald Rabatnik which he wants to share with the other. Rouge takes the tape and puts it into the computer.
I don't quite know what happened or what went wrong. Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form? I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind, But then the military guards landed on the colony that day. They were sent to destroy the research project that I had been working on. My colleagues at the research facility, my granddaughter, Maria, I hope you are all safe. The colony was completely shut down, probably to keep the prototype from falling into the wrong hands.
The Ark was shut down under the premise that there had been an accident. I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her. Somehow, some way. I got scared as I no longer was able to control my thoughts. All I could think about was that I wanted it all to be. Based on my original projections, I was able to complete my project, Shadow. I designed its mind to be perfect, pure. I will leave everything to him. If you wish, release and awaken it
If
to
you
the
wish to
world.
fill the world with destruction... Oh, so that's why you released Shadow from the base.
They all agree that they have to stop this from happening, and figures out that Knuckles' Master Emerald could stop the Chaos Emeralds. Tails looks at the map of the colony and sees that the Chaos Emeralds are moving to the core of the cannon. Tails thinks it might be too late before Eggman suggests that if they work together, they can manage to get to the core through a shortcut. They set out together to save the Earth. We start the stage as Tails blows us away through the colony. I want to note that this is a long single stage, so if you game over, you have to replay all of it. After Tails blows up a security door, it allows Eggman to continue further into the core. Traversing massive pools of acid and destroying the defenses left by the military, he also blows up a security door allowing Rouge to enter the cooling system of the cannon. She has to find a switch to drain the core of water so the others can continue. After finding a switch that stops time, she is able to enter a tunnel under a waterfall, finding a switch unlocking the emergency button. She makes her way back and presses it. Knuckles continues after Rouge and dodges lasers like it is Mission Impossible. He finds the button opening the door for Sonic, who has almost gotten to the core of the cannon. He follows the path given to him by Dr. Eggman, stopping time so he can get past lasers blocking his way. He slides down the cooling tube to the core and has made it.
I hate it when they leave me behind. Look, it's Shadow. Shadow, we need you. Please help us.
It's all going according to plan. There's no reason for me to help them. Besides, there's no way to save anyone.
There has to be. I know that people fight over the most trivial things. Some people may be selfish, like the professor said. But they're basically good if they try their best and never give up on their wishes. They always have a reason to be happy. That's why you should help them out. Saving them is a good thing. Shadow, I beg you, please do it for them. Give them a chance.
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do it for me. For
Maria!
a better future, for all people who live on that planet. Give them a chance to be happy. Let them live for their dreams. Shadow, I know you can do it. That's the reason why you were brought into this world. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I promised her, and I must keep that promise. That's what Maria wished for. I've got to go now. I have to keep my promise to Maria and you.
What's that? It looks just like the shrine of the Master Emerald. They probably designed the core like the shrine to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
feel
Knuckles, here
my
it comes.
loss and despair. All of you great humans took everything away from me. Feel my loss and despair.
Could this be the prototype of the ultimate life form that was supposed to be encapsulated?
Leave this one to me.
Shadow, what are you doing?
I'll take care of this while you run to get the Chaos Emeralds.
We face of the prototype ultimate life form as the ultimate life form, Shadow. The lizard spins around in circles trying each Shadow who has to keep his distance. Once the lizard tires out, it turns its head, revealing a rail that Shadow can jump on to reach to core on its back to damage it. The lizard has a few different attacks. It can spit balls of Shadow that we have to dodge, either by jumping over them or rolling under them. After a few hits, it will no longer allow Shadow to grind up on the rail, and starts unleashing its next attack that spawn orbs all around it that home in on Shadow. But he can jump from orb to orb to get to the lizard's back, damages it. When it's one hit away from death, the lizard disables gravity, making us float. We have to float our way to the back and hit the lizard one last time.
The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power is enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos. Only you can do this. Stop the Chaos Emeralds! Is it gone?
Is that what chaos control is?
Since we've stopped the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth?
I'm still alive. He's controlling the space colony as it's going to Earth. No one was the space colony is determined to keep it on its collision course.
Sonic?
After using the power of the emeralds to turn into Super Sonic and Super Shadow, they make their way outside to face up with the lizard one last time. Using their ability to fly, they dash into the weak spots on the lizard, but their powers consume rings, so after each hit, they have to recover, so the next one takes over and hits the lizard and repeat. As the boss's health gets lower, its defenses increase and making it harder to hit him. They defeat the lizard, but the space colony is still falling.
No way that's getting through!
Shadow, I beg of you,
Maria!
give them a chance to be happy.
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
Where is Shadow?